How's everyone doing? Hey, Bera Rodman.
Hey, how's
What?
it going?
All good, all good. Really excited about this stream actually. We already have some people in the chat. We've got Hilson saying GM. Tanay Gupta.eth, worst proof of Kamsky liquidity. I don't know. You tell me. What's up, Max? How's everyone doing? I appreciate people tuning in from
GM.
like the different channels. Yeah, it's like evening here for me. I'm in Bali. I survived an earthquake today, so life is good. How are you, Bera Rodman?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's been a good week. Super excited to have put this together and to chat with you and also excited to chat with and answer any questions people have in the stream. So I think it's been a while since we've done one of these. So I'm pretty excited.
Oh, cool. When's the last time that you guys did a stream or a space? And by the way, BM, I see the chat like popping up. The Bera community is coming up, and we also have a Zero is part of the team, right?
Yeah, Zero is one of our strong community managers. The best actually. Probably the best in all of crypto, and very grateful for Zero. But yeah, BM Bear morning to everyone. So
Bera morning. So yeah, when's the last time that you guys did a space or a stream? I
yeah,
feel
we
honored.
we do yeah, I mean we're trying to do them more often. So a big thing going on at Kodiak right now is I think in the early days of Berachain, like we were very stasis obsessed, right? Whether that's like in Discord and community call, right? I think that's where like a lot of the origins of Berachain happened in just the Berachain Discord. But then also just across all of the different communities, right? There was quite a lot to talk about. And I think that's since tapered off a bit, but we're just trying to get back to our roots. And so that's like one of the things that I've been trying to focus on a bit more, whether it's like podcast spaces, um, or live streams. And so part of that is bringing back like the Kodiak School, which is like our educational series that we do in Discord, and we try to do it bi-weekly. And so we just did one, I think, a week or two ago with the guys over at Robin Markets, which is like a new, pretty cool prediction market. I guess we can talk about that in a bit.
On
But yeah, I
Berachain?
think the last one, yeah,
Prediction
on
markets under.
Berachain.
I feel like every ecosystem has their own little prediction market platform. It's really it's the new mega hype. It's crazy. Like people discovered prediction markets in the last I don't know, in the last like 2 years. I guess like Polymarket really showed that they just could conquer retail and use crypto with it. It's pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gotten like completely mainstream, right? We have like I guess like I don't know if a lot of people saw like the South Park episode,
Yeah,
but it was
I
it,
didn't see it
it
yet.
was like purely based on purely based on prediction markets, and they're like really the talk of the town right now. So
Do you think they paid for it, like Calcium Polymarket, and do you think they paid for that episode?
I have my I have my thoughts, but I think I'll keep them redacted.
Okay, all right, fine. Well, I'll make my thoughts around it too after I watch the
Most
episode.
likely, most likely, yes. But I think it's regardless if they did or not. I mean, pretty brilliant marketing, right?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. I need to go watch. Like, honestly, I haven't had the time, but I used to love South Park. It's funny how this show is still going and stuff. But yeah, so I named the show "What's Up with Berachain" because a lot of people need answers, right? There's been years in the making. Obviously, Berachain is probably one of the most hyped, let's say, like projects that have launched in the recent years, and and then obviously the markets reacted in a certain way, and we've seen price go down, and it's been the whole ecosystem has been affected. There's been a lot of projects that like have suffered from it, and I'm just gonna go into the painful. I'm gonna put like a knife in the what do you say, in the cut, and just go straight with the with the tough part. But what happened? why did it, like, people had such big hopes, like what actually happened with it? And, also how are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think with like I think when any chain launches, right? Well, I think first and foremost, like I think Berachain was like one of the most hyped projects in all of crypto, right? And I think oftentimes that leads to like over expectations, especially like early on, right? And it kind of goes back to like the saying of like, like if anything seems like too easy, it's probably not gonna like work out, right? And I think like with Berachain specifically, it's like, it took a while to launch. And I think that definitely like, lowered people's expectations. That people were waiting for, 1, 2 years. And I think like a result of that is we actually have like a really strong and good chain. Like it's very cheap to use. Transactions are fast. You have some of the greatest yield opportunities. And I think where we're at is, like there was a lot of really high expectations. Maybe those weren't necessarily met right away at launch. And now we're in the stage of we're kind of losing our training wheels, right? So we're live in the open, competing with all of these different new networks and different chains and like incumbent chains as well, like ETH and Solana. And I think it just takes time to really like to grow into something that is like really special, right? And I think like a lot of the a lot of the like hype and original like expectations can still be met. It's just going to take like a bit longer than maybe some expected.
Right. And but I mean, the community's still there. Like, I get asked, I mean, at least once a week about Bera baddies. Like people that want to have their own Bera baddies. They want to build, I mean, I run Mood Labs, so we have a marketing agency. We help companies grow. And honestly, the main request we get is, can you make us a Bera baddie? Obviously, not really understanding what really Bera baddies is, which is a safe space for women, but everybody wants to have it. So the thing about Bera, it's still lingering in people's minds. Like people know it's there, and you guys are a very active community and so on. So like, we haven't really seen that hype in a very long time. So yeah, how's I personally made a lot of money on Berabai. I'm really happy. I actually, this was crazy. I was told to buy the Yeetards, the Yeetard community, the PFP.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We're yeeted every day.
Yeah,
Lord, and,
exactly.
and shout out to Lord Pemberton.
Honestly, shout out to that community because I put some bids in and some like floor or whatever. Just yeah, just bid to the collection, and someone jeeted, or heated, however you want to call it. They yeeted their 101, and so I basically got a 101, which then I ended up giving me just like free money every day for quite some time, which I then use Kodiak to swap. So honestly, big love. It's been one of like a great play. And
Yeah,
yeah,
we need more of those success stories, right? But like one thing I will comment on, and just kind of going back to your comments about like the community side of things, is like Bearchain has always been very like grassroots and community led, right? And so like even when we were on testnet, there was a full ecosystem of different NFT communities, different like various different games, different DeFi applications, and all building towards something once mainnet was live, right? And I think like that being a focus has resulted in a community that has stuck around, right? I think with a lot of like new L1s, right? You basically have like these big promises, and like a lot of these teams execute pretty well on like the token front. But like if you go and actually try to use this network, there's not really anything. And I mean, I could say that about like a bunch of these L1s that are like, or L1s and L2s that are live and worth $5+ billion. Whereas like with Berachain, it's like we really do have like one of the most robust DeFi ecosystems and app ecosystems, even this early into mainnet, right?
right. Before we go on, I just want to say hi to the chat because I have my friend Layla here who has been, well, she's been holding crypto for a while, but like is new. And I got her on a stream once, we streamed together, but she's trying to understand what we're saying. Probably I know her, she, and this is probably a little gibberish, but I still appreciate my non crypto friends showing up on stream. I love you guys. Leila's the best. And we have Mario as well. And then I can see also like some other BMs in the chat, by the way. Like, hello everyone. I want to ask, like, I mentioned the Bera Baddies. What, are you guys still planning on doing a Bera Bros?
Bear Bros. I mean, I think there's way too many Bear Bros. We need more baddies.
So no Bera Bros. I heard stories about bros pretending to be baddies, trying to infiltrate, the community and so on.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings, but I would just say, like, let the
What are the
ladies cook,
mixed
right?
feelings?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say, but like to the bros, like, don't LARP as, I mean, don't be LARPing as a female on the internet, right? For the most part. So,
Yeah. I mean, the thing
but
is
yeah, I think
like,
like, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, I mean, the only requirement to join is really just to be a woman, and you have to just show your face, and then you'll be welcome. But it seems like a lot of people were upset. Why was that? Like, there was a lot of
Um,
drama about Bera Baddies, especially at TGE.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, I mean, obviously, when you have like a small cohort of people that maybe receive like rewards that aren't necessarily available to others, like you might receive some backlash. But I think like overall, like the Bear Baddies is like a really special thing because it's like I think like throughout the like history of crypto, it's been very like male oriented, right? And maybe like that's been like the focus, or there's not really been like this emphasis for the inclusion of women, right? And I think like Bera Baddies was really like one of the first to really focus on this and create like a community specifically for girls in Web3. And like and I mean I think you're seeing it these days when it's like being replicated across all of these different networks, right? But I think like that just as like a concept was like pretty special. So it's like, just let them cook, let them cook.
Yeah, no, 100%. The thing is, like, women's community was not a new thing, right? Even in crypto, but the way Keisha led it and grew it and ultimately, made it what it is today has been very different and far superior than a lot of the communities that we've seen like spring out, in Web3 or crypto. So it's definitely something that at the end of the day, like, it's hard to think of, and I know some people will, disagree, and I don't care, but it's really a lot of people know Berachain thanks to Bera Baddies. And I don't think, the success of the chain would be as it is today without their influence. Take it or leave it, and I know people were upset, but they did a lot. I know Berachain didn't have a CMO for a while, right? So a lot of the awareness was, led by the girls. So it's pretty cool, and they're still doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's cool to have communities, but ultimately, and for people listening as well, like, this is not like a marketing campaign, right? That it's a safe space for women, where, like, if you're a woman like me, it's super fun. You can go to an event and you know that there's going to be other girls that are going to be there, and you're not going to be alone, especially if you're traveling. And it's super important to have like that safe haven, right? And people to connect that you can feel just with your own people. Even though, like, most of the time, like, it's super fun and it's friendly, but I think for girls, it's good to have like a good support network, right? And they've definitely created that and inspired a lot of people. So, and this came from Berachain. And I think also, yeah, and like people still talk a lot, even in other ecosystems, about Berachain thanks to Bera Baddies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like one of the other things is like I think like I mean I guess over the years like certain events have definitely transitioned into being like more fun or like some sort of like party, right? But like I think early on you just had like a lot of like keynotes and speeches and talks about like different projects and different ecosystems. And I think like Keisha and the team did really good at just creating these like really cool events that were maybe more interesting than a lot of like the status quo, right?
I mean, Berachain had some pretty crazy products. Come on, to be honest, it was wild. Like you guys really pushed it to the limits. It's been fun, to be honest. It's been pretty fun. But you know, what did I wanted to like go a little bit, you know, before as well, like Bera. I'm not. I wouldn't say Bera came into your life. It sounds like so. It's such a marriage, but well, what were you guys doing before Berachain? I know you know, this isn't your first venture. You know, Kodiak is, you know, obviously not your first startup. And I know you have like some experience in crypto that goes far beyond, you know, like DeFi, right? So just wanted to like talk a little bit about that because I think it's like super interesting. You have a really cool journey that led to where you are
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for the purpose of like the origin of Kodiak, I'll kind of keep it to the venture side. But I was an analyst at a pretty prominent Web3 VC, and I was kind of the degen of the team, and so I was tasked with trying out new products, like checking out different ecosystems. Investing in a lot of different like gaming products, right? But like I think one of my like key roles there was like investigating and analyzing all of these different like new blockchains that were popping up, right? And so I think early on there was another network called Canto that had really caught my attention.
Can't to believe
And
it.
yeah,
Sorry.
can't believe it. And
Oh my
I
god.
mean they're not really doing too hot these days. Kind of you know
So bad.
lost in the space of like dead Web3 products, but early on, you know, it was
They
like
were
this fair
hyped.
launch block. Yeah, it was a fair launch blockchain, right? Everyone had like an equal opportunity to like get involved. They had this really like grassroots and like they had this really grassroots like marketing strategy or marketing style, as well as this like grassroots kind of degen community. And I thought that was like really interesting, right? Because at the time, this is right when like meme coins were really starting to like pop up once again on ETH and on Solana. And so like I thought that that approach was quite interesting for like being taken from like a blockchain itself. And I think these days you're seeing it more and more with like all of these sex accounts and intern accounts that are like a little bit more degenerate, right?
I mean, have
But
you
it
seen
at
Litecoin? That's my favorite.
yeah, I
My
mean,
favorite intern right now is Litecoin. Shout out to the Litecoin intern. It makes my day, honestly. Like every time you're having a bad day, just go check out the Litecoin account. You're gonna be entertained. Yeah. And hello to the chat, by the way.
right.
We have some bears coming through.
Yeah, hello to all the new people. But yeah, I mean, I think you're like seeing that more and more. But I mean, at the time, it was like a lot of these different products and ecosystems or protocols would be very like bland and kind of boring, right? And so it's like, I mean, for most of the people that are like kind of entering crypto, want to like, I mean, at the end of the day, I think like a lot of people just want to like speculate and speculate and like figure out some way that they can make money that can like potentially change their life, right? And like a lot of these people aren't interested in like zk syncs or like you
White
know like
papers.
yeah, cross chain messaging and all of the like cool like really cool tech, but it's just like not that interesting. And I think like you've seen like the rise of meme coins as like a answer, kind of like a rebuttal to this, right? um
I
but yeah, I
mean,
think
there was
like
Canto and then Pepe. I mean, meme coins were going for a bit, but then you had Pepe that just, you know, shook the market and then nobody spoke about Canto anymore.
yeah,
It just
absolutely,
like
absolutely.
went so bad. It did have good potential though.
And I mean, like previously, you also had other networks like like Bone from Shiba, which maybe didn't have like the right execution, or Kanto, right, which was like a little too grassroots. And fortunately, I got to look into to Bearchain quite early on, and it was really interesting because you know like the Berachain team had this ability to attract a lot of like institutions and like actual serious investors while also really focusing on like the community side of things, right? And at the time as well, I think a lot of different ecosystems were seeing like pretty great success with like native dexes, and these are dexes that really focus their initial go to market on the on a single chain, and then expand or just stay on that chain and kind of try to make that their sole focus, really build out like the trading infrastructure and make sure that people can trade like super efficiently on those chains. And so like I think like the strongest example at the time was Camelot, right? Um, and so that was like the initial thesis was, hey, what if we can kind of build out the Trader Joe or Camelot of Berachain? I think like Berachain had obviously like this very core set of primitives, which was these protocol owned applications, whether it's like bend, bex, and burps. However, like the focus for the DEX, which was bex, was like a pretty standard like V2 AMM, right? And
Were you guys the
Berachain's like,
first one to build the? Were you that early that you were the first to decide to build this, or did you guys have like some competition in the beginning?
yeah, there was some other guys. I mean, shout out Beradrome. Those guys have been around forever. And they were building like this version of a Solidity or V33 AMM. And I think like our approach was just a little bit different in implementation. And I think the core idea was that like Berachain has this really cool proof of liquidity system where LPs are earning block rewards rather than just like validators, right? However, this wouldn't have been like possible with concentrated liquidity, which is like the main primitive for trading on chain, right? And so basically the idea was to take concentrated liquidity, add a layer of automated liquidity management. So you can kind of think of this as like Uniswap plus Arrakis, all natively within one platform. And then users get a fungible receipt token, which can be used in proof of liquidity.
Right. And then what happened from there? You decided this was, can you place it in the, can you give me a date so I can place it on the timeline? Because it's always, we talk about like, it's hard to find time. Like time is not that linear when you're in Web3. It's all a blur. Was this like 2 years ago, 2023? What year is that, more or less? And you guys like got started with Kodiak. I can't hear you. Are you with me? Can you hear me? All right, let me see. All right, just give us a sec. I think he had some connection issues. Okay, one sec. I don't know. Maybe I put a song for you guys to like chill here, like in the lobby. I don't have a be back soon screen, so chat. Please bear with me. Give me a sign. We're gonna try to fix the tech issues, I guess. Meanwhile, where is everybody from? Say, tell me in the chat, and also like if you're from the Bera community and you want to know something about Kodiak. I know they're gonna have a TG soon. Like, feel free to put in the questions in there. You can't hear me now, but I'm gonna bring up your your questions up. I know there's been questions regarding steady teddies and so on. So yeah, I will make sure that all will be answered while we go. Yes, Max is saying, Bera community, show your strength. Okay, one sec. The usual restart laptop and start again. Well, what is a TG? I don't know. I don't know, but it's a nice, it's something nice if you're being promised a token. So yeah, it's not bad. We like TGs, we like airdrops. I don't know. Do you guys know who's gonna get an airdrop from Kodiak. I've been using it. Snowsiak. Do you guys know which communities? I still have like a bunch of study teddies. I never sold my study teddy. They were also gonna launch a token, right? Guys, like chat, I need answers before Bera Rodman comes up. Let's see. Let me just send him some instructions. Join the same link. Okay. What's up? What's up, Mario? Snowsiak, Teddy is a myth. The token, you mean? What do you mean by do you mean the token? Hola, amigo. I mean, I don't know. I heard we were gonna get something, but so far it's been nothing. So I'm still waiting. I'm still holding all my Bera NFTs. I haven't sold any. So far it's been cool. Are there any new collections launching? Do you guys know? While I wait for Bera Rodman to come. Let's see. Give me a second. Otherwise, I can just like keep talking for an hour here. Okay, I'm not reading that out. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I have no clue. You have a strange mind. Let's see. Well, streaming is funny, right? Because you have, it's not that, oh, no banner. I don't know, bro. BM. So for those that are just joining in now, we're just chilling. Bera Rodman is he's having some issues. Maybe he was sick of me and just decided like to hop off.
Are
And
we back? Are we
I
back
thought
now?
you were sick of the questions and decided to leave me here. I could just go on a
Not at all.
monologue. There you go. He's back.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Can't work a computer clearly.
Oh my god, there's someone saying it appears that there's like a shadowy figure watching in the background, some odd purple silhouette. Dude, you guys are scaring me. What? There's nothing. I'm in Bali. There's like a lot of like ghosts and spirits here, so don't scare me.
Is it behind my PFP potentially?
I don't know. Someone's saying it's got an epic Giga Chat chin too. You guys are scaring me out. Like, what are you guys talking about? Oh my god. Is there a ghost in my house? I don't think so. I would feel weird. Like, I feel like, if there's a spirit that comes in, like you would be able to feel it. And also BM from the people that are coming in through Twitch. BM. Very cool. How are you guys finding me? That's really cool. And so as I say, the purple chain always watches over you. I mean, I do have a purple light there, but yeah, I don't know. Don't scare me. I'm like afraid of the dark. So.
Don't scare Cammy, guys. Not
yeah,
cool.
like, oh my god. Oh god, yeah. I mean, there's the thing is like here in Indonesia, there's a lot of there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of friends that actually grew up on the island. They were born here, and it's just custom to basically just honor the spirits and the gods, and they pray every day and so on. So it's kind of like quite normal to see spirits. There's a lot of people and that have seen, and like there's a lot of stories here. Anyways, I haven't seen one yet, but hopefully not in my house. Pied Network watches over you as their guardian. Pay respect, yeah. My god, what? I don't know. Anyways, Kodiak, you're back.
Back to it.
Back to Kodiak, because like we were in the middle of the origin story of Kodiak, and we've reached year 2024 maybe, when things were getting started. How did you guys approach growth in in this new ecosystem, like what was your, how did you guys make it to where you are? Did you have any like specific, plan? And also, how did you meet your co-founders? That's always a really
Yeah,
interesting
absolutely.
question.
So kind of getting back to it, like my co-founder Bertik, we spent a lot of time in VC together and just kind of chatting about different ideas, different investment opportunities. And like we ultimately when it was kind of time to go, or this was starting to be taken more serious, that was one of the first people that came to mind. And so after that, we were just off to the races. Our CTO, Aristotle, he's been a degen dev for quite some time, and really just one of the strongest builders I've ever met. And so ultimately approached him as well, and after that it was history. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think like, like we've all spent some time in crypto, whether it's like just from the investment side or from the building side, and got really lucky to be able to put together such a strong team, and kind of see this idea through. I think early on to answer your question around growth, I think early on in Berachain, I just the whole energy and just hype of Berachain made it really easy to find like interested people, right? And we were also, like we were one of the first applications to deploy on testnet. We tried to make sure that we were always live on day one, make sure people had access to our stuff, doing all sorts of spaces and just kind of like community events, whether it's like education in Discord, hopping on different like live streams, etc. And then also just like the use of memetics, right? And so like I mean I think since we've become a little bit more like professional, we're trying to get back to our roots a little bit of like posting memes again. But like I mean early on we would just post memes on the Kodiak account, right? And people are like, oh, what is this? And I think that really helped like quite early on. And I think like
You
even
guys were
on testnet,
unhinged. The Bera memes were
yeah, we were a
unhinged.
little
It was a
unhinged.
whole like, it was kind of a mix from like East vibes, but kind of different. I don't know. You created there's definitely something about Bera and the memes that is has that right level of like outrageousness, and it's quite familiar in a way, but it's your own. Like you guys definitely have like, it's really, the memes are funny.
Yeah, but I think like the early stages of growth where, having a tangible product that people could try out, even if it wasn't quite live, the use of memetics, definitely a bit of the word of mouth marketing, right? Whether it's like just hardcore showing your friends and all the degens on Twitter and on Telegram. I think this was made really successful by like Pump Fun and their kind of like DM strategy early on, but there was definitely a good amount of that going on as well. And just like trying to like, I think like when I was like investing or looking at a company is like one of the things that we would like try to focus on or think about a bit is like how good is this team at like growth hacking, right? And I think it's like a kind of a funny term, but it's like, okay, how like what weird and like quirky things I guess can you do to like just get people to be interested, right?
How can you, yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's all about grabbing attention. Ultimately, you're not just competing with your direct competitors, you're competing for time. There's only 24 hours in the day. If you're ultimately at a certain degree competing with Instagram, with TikTok, with other platforms, with going seeing your friends, right? So you need to be able to interrupt and also interrupt the scroll. So it's definitely something that I think is super important. And we're seeing it today with companies like Cluely and all these new generation companies that are coming up. And, you know, sure, the product's good, but ultimately it's about the media distribution that they're able to control, and the vibe they're able to create, and just the attention. So it's something that it's sometimes very difficult, especially if you're a technical person, to really, and it's tough because you have to believe 100% in your product, but at the same time you need to also know that it's also not that serious, that you should think about distribution and really marketing it. And it's really finding that fine line between having solid tech that's safe to use and functioning, and making sure that people see it and want to use it because it has a certain a vibe or a feel. And yeah, No, I think it's definitely an interesting one because a lot of people in crypto really struggle with it. The whole like I built it, people are gonna come is yeah, you've probably seen this a lot as well. Like you were in the VC, right? Like you guys spoke to
They don't come. They don't
they
come, right?
never come.
They never come. And I think like it's like I mean it's like so true because it's like I forget who said it, but it's like the person who quoted like first time founders focus on product, second time or
On
repeat founders focus
distribution.
on distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like these days it's like more prevalent than ever when you're seeing like various startups that are just like seriously media focused and seriously founder led marketing, right? um and I think it's like it's been a bit of a shift, but it's probably a good shift, right? And like I mean you're seeing it's so prevalent these days that you're seeing it like coming top down from like very large institutions and companies, whether it's like Palantir and Alex Karp, Meta and Zuckerberg, and even like Nvidia, right, with Jensen. And I think like just going forward, it's like people want to invest in a story and they're like interested in a story, and you should have part of that story figured out and be able to distribute that story.
100%. And it's really it goes down to the same thing. Like people always assume that, decision making is rational. It's a rational, thing that you do, but people are emotional and people will invest in people and ultimately companies are people and companies are energy and you can have the best product in the world, but if your people suck and your team can't execute, like you're not going to go anywhere and you're going to lose to someone that has maybe a mediocre product but can really grasp attention and has this strong story where people just want to be part of it just because they love the story. And we see this over and over again. I mean, I'm going to keep bringing up Cluely because like nobody really knows what they do, but ultimately they're like a media company and these guys are like, dominating the market and everybody just wants to be the next Cluely just because, they have the way that they're just grasping attention is just people just want to throw money at that, right? Because it's so it's the same thing in crypto. Like people want to dominate the mind share. So yeah, it's an interesting thing and it's always a big discussion. So Max saying I have no clue. Lol.
Shout out Roy Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that guy, like, they're smart. They're very smart, and I think the Gen Z marketing, type of way and Gen Z way of being and Gen Z humor is going to be the death of professionalism, of boring, like structure. We're breaking down. There's always going to be these cycles where you're going into, a really extreme, structure. And now it's time to like break it. And again, with content, right? We're doing live streams. We're going to be moving away from, static pieces of content. Like everything is turning into entertainment. So you have to adapt. And once people understand that and know how to entertain, and they'll be able to be way more successful of whatever they do. Like, and it starts with building your brand. Look at all the celebrities that are famous. Of course, they have an audience, and then on top of that, they're able to like build even bigger businesses, like launch their clothing makeup brand. Look at like these big celebs like Rihanna and Kardashians. They've built empires just because they have this brand, and once you have the brand you can sell anything. So, and this is valid for companies too. So definitely an interesting time that we're living in. I think it's pretty cool, and we were seeing it with the interns and stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're wearing funny PFPs, and it's a very serious industry, but it's not that serious. About your PFP, Steady Teddies, what's up with them? I thought they were gonna do a token. Is that like still in the making,
Shout out
or
Steady Teddies. I
I'm
love
still
those guys.
holding? I'm still holding
Yeah, I
all of
mean,
them.
I'd hope so. I mean, it's one of the best NFTs to launch in the last like 5 years, right? But yeah, I mean, those guys are really. I mean, those guys are a great example of like how you just build like an interested community. Um, I mean, they've been. I mean, they're pretty even if it is just a PFP. These guys are pretty locked in, focused on different things that they can do, different partnerships with various communities and protocols. And I think like yeah, I mean, like early on, we also did a ton of different like activations with those guys. So like very happy to have had their support, and hopefully it's reciprocated the other way, right?
I mean, they were great. I remember those whitelists were selling for over like 2K, right? Like we haven't seen this in a while. We've been like very plugged in like the BTC ecosystem, and I mean, Bitcoin people are very tribalist. Like they will not want you to go outside of Bitcoin. They want you to stay there, and ordinals was life, and you couldn't even talk about Solana meme coins, and you'd be a bit of an outcast. But then suddenly Steady Teddies came in, and we started seeing like KOLs change their PFP to Berachain PFPs, and I don't know, obviously maybe they had good contacts and so on, but like they managed to do that, and it was pretty crazy. Like suddenly the whole ordinal space turned like they were grinding for Steady Teddy whitelist. It was insane. It was pretty crazy. There was, I
Yeah, I mean,
mean,
shout out pups too. I love those things. The pups in the ordinals ecosystem.
yeah, I mean the Bitcoin puppets are definitely one of the communities that I think have. I mean, they're decentralized, right? Like the community is run by the community, and they're so funny. Like they're just they know the memes. They're hilarious. It's just they bring, honestly, they're one of the strongest communities in Ordinal, just because people have a good sense of humor. Like sometimes people get offended, but yeah, no, they're pretty great. We had some steady teddies in the chat asking about Kodiak TG airdrop. Can we? I promised I would be asking. Our steady teddy is gonna get a little Kodiak airdrop. Do you know what the token is gonna be
Yeah,
called?
Kami's yeah, the token, I think this is like this is like another thing we've been memeing for quite some time, is just like KDK, right? I think actually it's a super elite ticker. If I do have to say so myself. But yeah, I think like there's definitely the potential. I can't promise too much right now, right? But Kodiak TGE is planned to be somewhat soon. And I can't necessarily comment on if there's something for the teddies, but you guys will certainly find out.
Is this more of a maybe or maybe?
It's just a strong maybe, right?
With a straight face, with the steady teddy. Hmm.
If you had like a ruler, right? A big ruler, and it's like right in the middle of it, maybe it's like, I think potentially more to the right, but still pretty close to the middle.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I still got my steady teddies, so I'll I'll look forward to the to the maybe airdrop. Bona is saying, remember grinding for Teddy Whitelist? I think that was my first time grinding outside of ordinals. Yeah, there you go. Like people broke their values and their ethics in ordinal to go grind for Steady Teddy Whitelist. It was crazy. Did you get it, Bona? Did you manage to get a whitelist? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious. I didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't end up
I
minting it.
unfortunately purchased a few of those whitelists at the top, so
You paid like $2,000.
I think it's closer to like 800, but it's worth it at the end of the day, right? I am my teddy, and my teddy is me.
Oh, Bona said no. It was tough, huh? It was really tough. It was really tough. I bought on secondary. Yeah, I thought I was like up good, and then like I don't know, still have it in my wallet, but maybe it's gonna make it up. Who knows? But we're coming close to the end of the stream. By the way, if you guys have any questions, feel free to send here in the chat. But before I let you go and start your day here, it's we're on total opposites of the world. I'm in Bali, so totally, ending the day when my guests are starting. It's quite interesting. What's like if somebody wants to learn more about Kodiak and ways to obviously make money on Kodiak, like what's the TLDR? Where do they need to go? What do they need to know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like some of the best ways to make money on Berachain right now is participating in proof of liquidity. And what I mean by that is, and what I mean by that more specific to Kodiak is there's some really great yield opportunities, and really kind of like industry standard across like all networks, right? Especially for stuff like BTC and ETH. And so, like we have our islands product really like simplifies this process and makes it like really easy to provide liquidity rather than having to like actively manage these positions and really like do all of the diligence necessary when becoming like a liquidity provider. And so I would every week we put out an update on like, hey, these are the top yields. We also put out an update on like the auto BGT, which is like our version of it's basically the incentives that will be going to these different reward vaults based on like the trading volume. And so I would definitely make sure to like stay up to date with the Kodiak Twitter. If you go to the Kodiak app and under the liquidity section, you can see like a pretty good breakdown of all of these different yields. There's a bunch of different options as well, whether it's like you're providing liquidity through a charm managed island, you're providing liquidity into the Kodiak vaults, which are auto compounding positions, and they also look for like the highest BGT premium. So you don't really need to know any of these things, and we try to abstract it as much as possible. And so those are some of the most simple ways. There's also some fun tokens in the ecosystem, whether it's like like BM
Yeah,
or some of these
what
other
are the
things.
meme coins in because obviously I had like the Yeet token that was like really nice, but I haven't really checked the chart in time. I don't know. I'm scared too
Yeah,
much,
Yeet
but
Yeet is obviously, I mean, Yeet is one of the greatest to do it. You have Henlo, and then BM as well, which has a special place in my heart. And there's also some pretty cool, like more Ponzi-fied meme coins like QIA, which uses like proof of liquidity to the max to really like I guess like buy back QIA.
okay. Are there any meme coins launching anytime soon that I should be aware of?
I mean, I've definitely been chatting with some folks that are quite interested and might have some launches coming up. I think on their end, they're just like waiting for the right time. I think from like the Kodiak perspective, we're trying to be a little less involved in meme coins and not really like, like just let be more unopinionated when it comes to this type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, like as for any project that's launching on Kodiak, right? We're happy to provide like marketing support and just try to support these guys. So you'll probably see it either from my account or from Kodiak.
Okay, so that's where I need to go for some early bear alpha because I remember the bread DAO. Was it bread DAO?
Yeah, Baker DAO. So that's
Baker.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that was funny.
Yeah, it's like our implementation or our iteration on something like Eggs Finance built and masterminded by Lord Pemberton, who's I mean really one of the most brilliant like mechanism designers probably in crypto in general. So
I remember I was waiting for that I don't know pre-sale to open. It literally took 3 seconds to fill up. I was I don't know. I just like I was on my phone. I was waiting, and then like literally I missed it. It just filled up. Like I think they raised like what $1 million in like 5 minutes, in 3 minutes. That was insane.
yeah, I mean Baker DAO was pretty dang fun, and I mean Baker DAO is still
Stuff
cranking
me
along.
gluten.
I mean,
Snowsiak
yeah,
is saying stuff me gluten.
the gluten gang, the gluten
Yeah.
gang.
The gluten gang. High Lord cracked. His Lord cracked. Oh my god. Yeah, that was fun, honestly. Like no, it was definitely fun. I mean a bit sad because I missed it, but definitely fun to see and wait. The memes were great. That's one thing I have to say that like Bear has really good memes. Um Okay, so basically going definitely I'm just gonna recap for people that want to learn and want some alpha. Obviously going on the Kodiak, Twitter. When are we're gonna see a TGE soon, so that's gonna happen. And then obviously checking these coins out. So if you guys wanna obviously rewatch it. I might make some clips so we can like recap all the alpha. And then what about projects? Because I mean, there was a lot of consumer products. There was a lot of, I remember the vape, the what was it like, vape to earn kind of thing. There were a lot of
Yeah,
like
Puff Paw, Puff Paw.
puff paw. That is that still around?
Yeah, Puff. I have mine right here actually because I mean, like, I think like a lot of young people are getting addicted to these like super high nicotine vapes, right? And I mean, I think you can think about Puff Paw in like two different ways. It's either like, hey, I'm gonna smoke a ton more so that I can farm these points,
Yeah.
or I'm going to like kind of taper off of this over time with these like less nicotine vapes, right? And so like it's actually been really helpful for me personally just to like stop smoking. And I mean it's pretty cool that it's like a Kodiak branded puff paw vape that I earn tokens for on a daily basis. And I mean like it's like super gamified too. They did a great job because like not only are you just like not only are you like incentivizing this action, whether it's like you want to like smoke more to get more points or taper off of it, but you can also like upgrade and change the rarity or like the tier of your vape so that you earn more points, which is like it's a pretty interesting Ponzi. So
I need to get my one of those. I mean, I stopped smoke. I managed to stop smoking like 2 years ago, but yeah, I feel like I'm scared of vapes.
yeah,
It's such a
don't pick it back up.
it's
Don't
such
pick
a
it back
slippery.
up.
That's the thing. It's such a slippery slope. It's the cool product, but I know myself. It's like just a gesture. It's such a psychological and like physical thing. It's just gonna come back. I managed to kick it completely, so I don't know. I'm gonna maybe like stay away, but very cool. We've got Snowziak saying, is Kamsky drumroll Cam? I don't know what that means. What? Oh, so Lord Pemby, the crack one dot prostate for him. Oh my god. So I only smoke via kissing,
Yeah.
slippery slope that ain't getting sloped.
Wha-
Um,
it's like SBF tweet. What?
yeah, exactly. Like, GM.
Yeah, I guess some alpha while Lord Pemby is here. I heard he's creating a new crack smoke to earn products, so be
Oh,
turn on
healthy.
notifications.
Healthy. Yeah. It's a great way to, the whole community is gonna be in a great state after that. There is a cam in Bera that is everywhere. Oh yeah, no, there is definitely another cam, but there's a there I'm a cam ski. So there's another cam. Yeah, like Dracovilli saying spill the alpha Rodman. I think he's referring to the airdrop.
The airdrop alpha, it's coming at some point. At some point. Just you guys, yeah, I think like yeah, I mean, you should probably, if you really want to get the alpha, I would just suggest blowing up Beartick's DMs. Like just as many messages, like blow up my co-founders. They'd have a bunch of really insightful answers.
They're gonna love you for that. He's saying not enough. Dracovelli said not enough. He said he's just joined here. Bro, we're about to close off. Like I mean there's a recording so you can rewatch an hour of us chatting. But yeah. No, I mean I tried. Bro, like I tried. I promise. They will cut it off. Oh, he's saying so they will cut it off. I don't know what they're referring to, but there's been a lot of mentioning of the cutoff. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's you probably don't want to know.
Okay, I see. Right. Inappropriate. This I feel like the chat is starting to get a little outrageous. But I mean guys,
Chill out,
I
guys,
tried.
for Cammy's sake.
Guys, I tried to get the info out. He's very resistant, honestly, not very cooperative. I don't know, maybe you guys should, yeah, you should definitely do your thing. Honestly, I tried, I promise. I mean, it's in my own interest too. I still own all my study teddies, so I'll be waiting. Maybe I'll like start in slide in the Kodiak Steam DMs from now on. Like every day, start harassing you. I don't know if that's gonna be add to the resistance, the movement. Um, but yeah, no, Draco. Much love to you too, bro. Cool. Right. We're gonna come close to the top of the hour. If Kodiak was food, what what food would it be? Fun question.
I mean, my personal favorite food is ramen. I'm a true ramen enjoyer. So like, I mean, really any type of ramen, but probably some spicy tonkatsu ramen would be my choice. So also shout out Polar and all the ramen guys. They've, you know, a great team on Berachain, and they're like still iterating, trying to figure out what their make it moment's gonna be, but it's probably coming soon. So
Cool. I mean, I just had pho today, so just before the stream, so fitting. And then maxing basically drenched pasta, ramen. I mean, ramen's good. It's a good choice. A lot of people like ramen. I would have thought like ice cream. I mean, you guys are more of a like,
ice cream's a good fit too. I think it
ice.
fits well with
No,
the branding.
gonna
Yeah, I mean
island.
Kodiak.
No.
Well, we're a little bit of a mix. So we're, you know, like we definitely have some like tropical like island vibes, but I guess like the core branding is rooted in like the polar Arctic, right? So yeah, I guess like some ice cream would work, maybe some like mochi.
I was gonna say a mochi because
Also
it's like soft and then you got the ice. Maybe you guys, ramen's
mochi,
good,
yeah.
but maybe Kodiak is a mochi.
But I
Mm,
think ramen's a good fit given like, you know, when you're super cold, you need something to warm you up.
mm,
Ramen's pretty good choice for that. So
true, true. Snowsiak is saying he would have thought taco. Mm,
tacos too. I mean I personally love tacos, you know, great cuisine.
yeah,
So
I think mochi or ramen's is pretty good. Bera feels more like nachos. I don't know. Nachos.
Bera, I
Mm.
think spaghetti is a good choice as well with all of our like
There's a lot of
dysfunctional but
Italians.
also functional.
You guys have so many Italian.
Yeah,
Like
a lot of
Berachain has so many Italians. I went to East Milan this summer and I met a lot of Berachain devs and team members and so on, and they're all Italian. Like I'm half Italian. I don't know that many Italians in crypto, and suddenly I was like surrounded. Um, yeah, you guys. How come there's so many Italians in Berachain?
great devs, you know, and they tend to all stick together. So
There's some outrageous comments in the chat. I'm not gonna read it. Arrabbiata. Okay, the rest, I don't know. Snowsiak is having a blast behind his keyboard. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay. Well, pretty excited for honestly, pretty excited for TG. I'm gonna keep in mind, this in mind. It's a honestly for me personally, I was very much focused on oh my god, on Bera, and then obviously like market chilled and so on. And I think this is like there's always a good opportunity to rediscover ecosystems, especially if like the builders are still there and they're still shipping and still growing and there's still airdrops. Is the farming, by the way, is the Kodiak farming still going on? Can we still farm or is it
There there should be some potential like KD XKDK. So XKDK is our pre-TGE token, and that's what we've been using to reward a lot of the participation and LPs on Kodiak. And there should be some additional XKDK opportunities. I think at this point it's a little bit more rare, right? Given the use of auto BGT and kind of this flywheel that we've been able to establish, it's like less necessary for XKDK. So the people that do have XKDK just know it's like it's a bit more rare, right? And not as easily attainable at this point. And I think I've even seen some OTC deals where people are actually purchasing XKDK. So
And where can they do it? Is there like a is it on Wales Market? Like where can someone do OTC
not
deals?
not Wales market, but just whether it's like third parties or various OTC desks.
Wow. Okay. Snowsiak is saying I last got them XKDK and Feb. Hmm. That's a while back. We're in September. Okay, cool. Well, I've got some work to do. Definitely gonna go back. I did open up. I actually provide liquidity for you back in the days. I staked them and I did all the stuff. Yeah, I need to get back to that. Let's see, a lot of work to do. But yeah, for just to close off, if someone's new to Bera, what's the first thing that you would like them to know?
It's first thing, Henlo, and furthermore, and Ooga Booga, again, back to it. So
Perfect. Perfect. And with these last words, well, thank you so much for joining BeraRodman. You guys are welcome anytime. I'm gonna be following closely for the news. And I also want to thank the chat for the compliments. Nosyak is saying I'm cool. Really appreciate it. Thank you. It's been fun with you guys. And yeah, stay tuned. I mean, I'm gonna be waiting for the steady Teddy. I'm gonna be checking my wallet. So burn some sage. Yeah, like I'm gonna burn some sage. I'm actually going out now. I'm gonna go see Headache live. I don't know if you guys know him. But yeah,
incredible.
do you know
Yeah,
Headache?
make sure. No, no,
Like
but I'm
it's
sure
a
it's. I'm sure it will be quite. I'm sure it will be quite fun.
yeah,
Any night out in Bali, right?
yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, shout out you, Kamski, and everyone from the Kodiak community. Make sure to go follow Mood Labs and Kamski for putting together these awesome streams.
Thank you. Appreciate the shout out. And let me say, Sage was my ex in high school. Oh my God. Well, burn some Palo Santo instead. I don't know what to say. I'll be doing that. I'll be clearing my house. But I don't think there's any spirits. It feels pretty good here. Good vibes only. Oh my God. All right, guys. It's been real. Thank you, everybody. You need to visit Bali. Yeah, it's an amazing place. All right. We'll see you soon. And I'm gonna be going to the Token Singapore. And I've signed up to some beer events. So I don't know. If anyone's there and you see me, just come say hi. And yeah, then we can connect there. So hopefully, are you guys coming to Singapore, by the way? No, I don't think so.
It last minute dealing with some
Yeah.
major apartment issues right now. So hopefully I'll get out there, but it's still tentative. So
Okay. All right. Well, if you go, let me know, and hope to see some bear people at the bear events. And until then, bye bye. Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you, chat. Lots of love, everybody.
ciao,
Ciao, ciao.
ciao, ciao, and adios.
Ciao, ciao.